You have just reached Talk Topeka. This is your host, Danette Wallace. I am here with the coolest dude. I'm telling you, every time I see him, every time I interact with him, he is just so down to earth and so cool. I am here with Chief Cochran. And say hello to everybody, Chief.
Hello, everybody in Topeka. Chief Bill Cochran.
You are talking to the Talk Topeka crowd, and I tell you, we have the best viewers. So, Chief, I'm glad you agreed to do this interview today. You've got some great initiatives that I think Topeka needs to know about. The first one is gun stoppers. So this is a way to take illegal guns off of the streets, right?
Yeah, back in December, we started a violent crime initiative here in the city of Topeka, and that's a holistic approach that involves community effort, education, peace, and then a law enforcement aggressive approach to it. And so Crime Stoppers is one of those that kind of brings all three of those events together in educating and involving the community as well as an enforcement piece with it.
Oh man, that's awesome. Especially, I think we all, as Topeka residents, have been concerned with the amount of violence and everything going on in our streets. So this is a great initiative. How do you get involved? What I know you're taking illegal guns. So now if I have a carried or concealed weapon, does that mean I'm in trouble, or what kind of guns are you trying to take off the streets?
No, in the state of Kansas and city of Topeka, it's an open carry state and city, which means anybody can carry a weapon, and then you do have concealed permit carries, and those aren't the weapons that we're focusing on. What we're focusing on are weapons that are illegal in nature, whether they've been modified, serial numbers scratched off, or sold-off shotguns that are shorter than the legal limit. And then we're also focusing on individuals that should not be in possession of a firearm. Okay. Convicted felons, people who have had domestic violence issues, and so there's several different categories of individuals that are by nature illegal to possess those firearms, and that's the focus of the program.
I think that's great, mainly because there's so many things that can cause harm in the streets, and tempers rise, so we need to get those guns off the streets. Tell us how we get involved. How do we get those guns off the streets, Chief?
Well, the program will be rolling out here very soon. You'll start seeing billboards, and you'll start seeing different advertisements and PSAs on the program. And really, it'll have the number just like Crime Stoppers. It'll be anonymous just like Crime Stoppers, but the name of it is Gun Stoppers, and so that's the focus. Yeah. And it is affiliated with Crime Stoppers. So an individual who wants to report an illegal firearm, or they know a person that's illegally possessing a firearm, they can call the number and they can leave their tip, just like a Crime Stopper tip. Okay. It's anonymous and all that good stuff.
Oh, that's good.
And then we'll get back with you and all that. So
if I call in, it's anonymous, so nobody's gonna know I called. But you mentioned something that is really a great incentive. What do I get for calling in?
Well, if you call in and it leads to the recovery of a firearm, not necessarily arrest, but a recovery of a firearm, you can receive up to $500 cash reward for that initiative. And again, we're looking at those firearms that we need to get off the street,
right,
and out of the hands of people that don't need to be in there. One of the things you talked about is, people get upset in nature, yeah, and arguments and all that other stuff. In 2017, we did have 30 homicides in the city of Topeka.
Right.
But almost all those homicides involved people that knew each other in some way or another, and got heated and all that other stuff. And one of the things that I did in January is I put a challenge out to the citizens of Topeka. Let's improve our character. Let's be better citizens. Let's be better people. And the hopes are that when you get in that situation that's heated, and you get in that argument, maybe you take a deep breath, take one step back, one thought, and maybe we can avoid a situation that may ruin your life for the rest of your life.
Oh, that's right. Because one swift move and your life can change forever. That's a good word. Also, your advisory council. I will say, Chief, like I said, every time I interact with you, you're slowly becoming my favorite, because you're just so down to earth, and the things that you're doing is to make a difference in our city. So you've got a new, well, not necessarily new, but kind of reshaped advisory council. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it is new in some aspects.
It is new. Okay.
But one of the things that I like I want the citizens of Topeka to realize and understand that my philosophy of community policing comes from the community up and not from the police department down.
Wow.
We are notorious in law enforcement to tell you what you need
Yeah.
in your neighborhood.
Yes.
I really don't know what you need in your neighborhood. And so what I have put together is a Citizens Advisory Council
Okay.
made up of individuals throughout the city of Topeka from different economic levels, different neighborhoods, and the whole
Are
idea.
all sides represented as well?
Yes.
All sides of town? Good.
Yeah, all sides of towns are represented,
Good,
and trying to get a representative from all segments of our community.
Yes.
And the whole idea behind that is for these individuals to be liaisons to you, the citizens of Topeka, that you can get a hold of if you have concerns or any misgivings or anything like that has to do with the police department or your community. If you just need help on maybe, it may not be a law enforcement issue, but you need help in getting answers or whatever, these 15 individuals is what it'll eventually be made of.
Right.
There's 15 individuals that'll be accessible to the citizens of Topeka, and they have direct contact with me as the chief, and we meet once a month and we'll discuss those issues or whatever. How do we make them better? The idea behind the Citizen Advisory Council is also to get citizens from this committee and council will be involved as much as possible in the daily operations of the Topeka Police Department. And
That's
so
great.
hopefully it's to make it more accessible,
Yeah.
to make the citizens feel more comfortable in dealing with the police department,
Yeah.
and just being accessible. But then, to take it one step further, once a quarter, the chairperson that will be appointed through the council will meet with myself, the mayor, and the city manager to also discuss
Oh, that's good.
what we're working on and things that maybe we can help the city as a whole.
So really some real impact here, some positive impact.
I'm hoping to have a very positive impact. I've got it put together. We're still in the formation stage.
Right.
And hopefully next month I'll be able to take this advisory council in front of the city council and let them meet the city council and the
Right.
citizens of Topeka,
Right.
and let everybody know that boom, we're rolling it out there, and it's just to improve that accessibility to the police department.
Awesome. And I know some boards, they just want to show up and punch a time card and say I was here and give their most valuable opinion and walk away. What are you doing to make sure that this board is different?
Well, this board will have 3 subcommittees, and in that subcommittee, 5 members will be on each one, and these subcommittees will be tasked with doing stuff and to improve the city of Topeka. And one is education, one is legislative, and the other is community. And it's really those 3 categories. How do we educate the citizens of Topeka?
Yeah.
How the citizens of Topeka educate us?
Wonderful.
Because we have to learn from, as you know, the citizens in the community. We have to learn from you what you need, and to make that partnership work.
That's awesome. We are, as a city of Topeka, as constituents and citizens, we are getting an offer from the police department to be involved. So I encourage you, Talk Topeka crowd. I encourage you to get involved with Gun Stoppers. I encourage you to reach out to this advisory if you have problems. Again, we are all just trying to connect in our city and, like you said, act like appropriate citizens.
and also, even if you don't have problems, if you just have a concern or you need help with something, this is what the Citizen Advisory Council will be available for. And maybe it's a code compliance issue that you don't know how to handle and you need help with, and you don't know who to talk to. These are people and individuals that you can contact, and just let them know what's going on.
Exactly, and I understand. There's some negative views, there's some positive views, but at the end of the day, our police department is here to protect us. Our police department is here to do what they can do to keep everyone safe. And sometimes, you have different places, different things that you have to do. So we support you, Chief. Anything that Talk Topeka can do to be involved with what you have going on, we want to. Again, like I said, you're becoming the coolest person. I really, I want to just ask you a question, and I always end Talk Topeka up this way. If you had any advice for someone that wanted to go into your field, wanted to become a police officer or even detective or anything of that nature, what kind of advice would you give them?
Well, of course, the first thing is there are certain disqualifiers, and so you have to be aware of those. But if you are interested in law enforcement, I strongly encourage you to go to the website, fill out a information card, and then we'll notify you when the testing is. So there's a written test and then a physical agility test, and then you go through a background, and there's psychological aspect of it, and then there's like 3 or 4 different interviews and all that. So it is a competitive process, but we want to get the best candidates that we can get.
Right.
And I want the citizens of Topeka to know that me as chief and as Topeka Police Department, we care about our community and we love Topeka, and we want the citizens to be part of the police department, and we want that relationship to be there.
Right. And I got one more. I just thought of it. Is there a citizens boot camp or a training for citizens that can come in and learn what it's like to be an officer or get some formal training?
Yeah, we have a really great thing that's called the Citizens Academy.
Okay, Citizens Academy.
Yeah, and in the Citizens Academy, you learn about all the aspects of law enforcement, how we handle situations, why we handle situations the way we do. You get to experience a lot of the training. We take you out to the range, and you get to fire weapons, you get to drive police cars. We put you through the firearms simulator.
Oh, wow.
You get to hear from different units within the police department, as well as community partners that we work with. And I would really encourage anybody, if you're interested in learning about the police department and learning why and how we do certain things, this is a great opportunity. It's 8 weeks long. It's one night a week for a couple hours, and it's really a great experience. It's a great way to meet people because we have a wide variety of individuals that come from all parts of the community, and it's really a great experience. And what happens is we get a better appreciation for you as citizens because you come in with your perspective, and they usually leave with a better feeling and perspective of the police department.
And this is something that I would encourage. It's really easy to say what you would do in a certain situation if you don't do that job, but I would encourage you to come out to the Citizens Academy and see what it's really like to be an officer in this city, and then make your decisions from there. I want to be involved.
Okay.
I would love to be a part of this Citizens Academy, and you may not record me doing this because I am a wimp, but I want to be involved with that. Can you give us some information? We will post that information on our website when the next Citizen Academy information, and then actually how to register for it. We'll get that on our website at talktopeka.com, talktopeka.org as well. We've got 2. Yay, we're growing. Again, Chief, thank you for your time. I've seen you everywhere, the red couch, everywhere, and now you're on Talk Topeka, so we are really glad to have you.
Well, I do need help in one thing.
Sure. As long as not singing.
Citizens of Talk Topeka, you have heard of us doing Coffee with a Cop, right? One of the things that I am really looking for is for a location in East Topeka to host a Coffee with a Cop. And when you look at it, there's not a lot of businesses. One of the things we talk about, everything is out west, right? How do we get people involved over in East Topeka? And so I'm looking for a location. If you know one, they can let you know, and you can let me know.
Let us know.
Where can we have a Coffee with a Cop in East Topeka?
You know what? Chief, you told the right person today. I actually do have a location for you. Located right in Pine Ridge. How about that?
That'll work.
Awesome! But if you have a location, let them know too, because I think you guys rotate too.
Yeah,
right?
we do, and I would be very excited if we had a couple locations. And you know, we've done it at the McDonald's at 29th in California, but you know, I'm looking for something
right in the hood.
Yes. So.
We are excited. See, I told you you're the coolest person, and I told you you're becoming my favorite, and we need you there. You know we need you.
Well, I appreciate it. the community support has been overwhelming and very much appreciated. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you for tuning in to Talk Topeka. You can find us at talktopeka.org. Also, like our Facebook page, Talk Topeka. We have lots of information for you. We are bringing lots of great interviews, especially like Chief Cochran and more. So make sure you continue to stay tuned. We are really excited that you joined us today. Again, your host, Danette Wallace. Let's talk Topeka.